Yo guys, and welcome back to the channel, welcome back to a brand new video. Have we got some big breaking news about The Batman Part 2? Oh boy, yes, we've got to get into this today because this is major news going forward into The Batman Part 2. I'm very excited to get into this. As you can tell, I'm a very happy man right now. Before we do get into it, please like, subscribe, go and check out my main channel. It's down below in the description. Let's get straight into this bomber. So let's jump straight into it with this first quote. By the way, all the quotes I'm about to show you on screen are all on YouTube. They're videos on YouTube in an interview with Matt Reeves himself, the director of the Batman saga. Well, he had to say this about a possible merge of Robert Pattinson's Batman going into DCU. This is what he had to say on the screen. It's an Elseworlds, but it is DC, so it's theirs as well. What the future brings and what I am doing will be clear when it comes. Basically, so there is Matt Reeves basically saying it's an Elseworlds project. He says it right there. It's Elseworlds, but it's also DC. It's basically what all of us DC people who don't want the merge to happen have been saying the whole time. It's an Elseworlds project. Yes, it's in the DC. Yes, Batman is a DC character, so it's in the DC, yes. But it's an Elseworlds project. It's something that's not mainline DC. It's not the DCU. This isn't canon, technically, in a sense. This is an Elseworlds project. Matt Reeves proves it there. And him saying what it says at the end is just him basically saying, you know, watch out for the movie. He's confirmed multiple times now it's an Elseworlds project. He's confirmed it. So, look, the merge thing can stop now. And that's why I'm such a gassed man right now. I am such a gassed man right now because it's over. It's done. Matt Reeves, when he says something, it's done. It's fully straight to the point. That's it. It's cutthroat. It's not like James Gunn where you can bounce around it sometimes just to keep people on their toes. Reeves has just said there it's Elseworlds, but it is DC, meaning it's a DC character, but it's an Elseworlds project. It's not main timeline, but Batman. Oh, thank you, Matt Reeves. Thank you for listening to the people who've been saying this just won't work. And you know what? Look, I've already explained the reason why it won't work. The merge won't work. I love the Batman. I love Matt Reeves as the Batman. In fact, I actually think if they do a trilogy, which that's news in a second, I think it could become the best Batman trilogy and superhero trilogy out of all trilogies in the superhero space, if you know what I'm saying. I think it could be that good. I really, really do. But if you put it into the DCU, it crumbles it. It crumbles it. For me, let Matt Reeves just do his vision, which his vision originally was a grounded, gritty Batman crime saga. You know what I'm saying? No fantastical elements or whatever. That's what it was originally meant to be. Let's not ruin Matt Reeves' idea just because we like Robert Pattinson. Let's stop that. Like I said, I've got the reasons why I don't like the merge. That's a video that I've already done, so go and check that out on my channel. A lot of people seem to agree with me on it. So, you know, I'm just talking to you about this bit here, mainly because Matt Reeves has confirmed now it's an Elseworlds project, not DCU. This is Elseworlds. It can be put to rest now. Seems like people are finally coming to settle with it. Thank God. Now on to the possible villain of the Batman Part 2. A lot of us have been speculating for a long time since Matt Reeves has been writing about the script about the Batman Part 2. Who could potentially be the villain? Again, that's a video I've done on my on this channel, obviously, but it was like my second upload I ever done. So go and check that out if you really want to check it out. But we've got some quotes on what could potentially, you know, a couple of ideas that could potentially go into the favour of the Batman Part 2 villain. Anyway, Matt Reeves said this. So, picking the right villain that digs into what they, that does, that sort of goes into the past of his life. That was what drove that discussion. I won't tell you where we ended up, but we're super excited about it. And I will say it's never really been done in a movie before. I'm telling you this right here, right now. Listen to that quote there. Read that all back. Listen to that final quote before. It's never really been done in a movie before. Okay, listen to that bit there. Okay, because there's a couple of things here. It's never really been done in a movie. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. What can he determine what you mean by a movie? An animated movie? A movie is like a live action movie, and that's what you call a movie. A show, you know, what do you mean? And one of the other things that you've got to pick out there is somebody in Batman's past. There's a couple villains you can dig into there. I think maybe the villain that was in the Batman comic, Gothic. Do you remember Batman's teacher, the guy that couldn't die? Like he had a spell, a devil spell on him for like 500 years. Could be someone like that, but I don't think they're going to go into somebody that's not a canon villain. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I think that's not what they're going to do. He's not really that known either. I don't think he'd go with someone like that. Winchester, I think his name was. If you've read Batman comics, you know what I'm on about. But I think the most obvious one I think we're all going to go with here is Hush. It has to be Hush, and that's been the guy I've been calling for a very, very long time. I want it to be Hush. You know what I mean? He's the guy that's in Batman's past, one of Batman's best friends when he was younger. You know, we've seen him teased also in the Batman Part 1, if you want to say, but the Batman movie, we saw his name flashed on a screen, Hush. You know what I'm saying? We've heard that he's knocking around in this universe and stuff like that. Not confirmation from Matt Reeves, but we have heard his name. I forgot what his full name is, but in this universe, it's a different to his full name in the comics. It's a bit like it's a bit like Penguin's name. It's Penguin's name, but he's a little bit different. It's a little bit different. Like, it's got a little bit of a different remix on it in this one, but it sounds similar. That's the same with the one in the Batman universe. Something Elliot, I think it is. It has to be Hush. Like I said, it's gotta be. He was in Batman's past. He comes back as a villain. Obviously, he's a surgeon. You know, wraps his face in, you know, I don't know what you call it, you know what I mean, tape, if you want to say, not tape, but you know what I mean. It has to be Hush. It has to be, and I think it's the only one that makes logical sense. It's a villain that's never been done in live action before. It's what I'm saying about the movie part in the last quote, because he was done an animated movie, the Hush movie, if I'm not mistaken, animated, years and years back. So I've never really watched the animated movie, I'm not going to lie. I think it's a movie, if I'm not mistaken. But that's what I'm saying. Like, if he actually means not in the movie, then maybe it might not be Hush. I don't know. But I think the only logical one that comes to everybody's head there is a Hush. And I think it would be perfect in this universe. That gritty, dark, you know, really, you feel the horror of it. You know what I mean? I think Hush would fit perfectly in this universe. I really, really do. We also heard quotes back like a year or two ago that this could be a movie where Bruce Wayne, so Robert Pattinson as Bruce Wayne, is going to struggle to be Bruce Wayne in this universe, alongside being Batman as well. I think the only person that could do that is also Hush, because in the comics, if I'm not mistaken, definitely somewhere, he's obviously a surgeon. He's became Bruce Wayne before, like he made himself look like Bruce Wayne before, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's got to be Hush. Let me in the comments down below what you all think. Now to get on to the last quote, and I've got big thoughts about this last quote. About all the big quotes that came out today from Matt Reeves. This is what he had to say as well. So, Matt Reeves says he has no idea if they will get to make The Batman 3. Or The Batman Part 3. I think Part 3 has a little bit of a better, you know, it tastes better on the mouth, you know what I'm saying? I'll be good if they don't do a Batman Part 3. I've got to be honest. Because, look, I hope I don't come across, because I don't want the merge to happen, I hope I don't come across to people like I don't like the Batman universe, or I don't like Robert Pattinson's Batman, or I don't like Matt Reeves, or anything like that. I love this universe. I think everything about this universe is absolutely peak. I do. I just don't think the merge makes sense. So I don't want it to come across like I don't like this universe. This is my favourite movie. The Batman is one of my favourite movies I've ever watched. It's my favourite superhero movie. It is. I promise you all that. And if we don't get a Batman Part 3, I'll be devastated. It depends how the Batman Part 2 goes, really, doesn't it? Because if the Part 2 is actually pretty shit and doesn't live up to the expectation, because the expectation's high. If you release the Batman Part 2 like 2 or 3 years after number 1, then the expectation would be to get it better than the first one, but, you know, not as high as right now, where we've waited many, many, many years. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot behind it. So it's got to bang. But I think I would be gutted if we don't see a Part 3, because the way I want to see the timeline go is Part 2 being Hush, and I'll need to see the Court of Owls as a villain in Part 3. I've got to see the villains being Court of Owls at some point, because I think Court of Owls is something so good in this universe you can't miss out on. But if you go with the Court of Owls for Part 2, that doesn't really make sense for me personally. But I don't think they're going to do Court of Owls for Part 2 either, though. So I don't know. I will be gutted if they don't do a Part 3, but at the same time, and this is where I've got to play devil's advocate, it makes sense. With the DCU Batman ready and raring to go, you bet your bottom dollar James Gunn wants a DCU Batman out there. I want a DCU Batman out there. I want a fantastical Batman out there now. I need it. I need it more than a grounded Batman. We've seen grounded Batman for too long, despite how much I love this saga. But they need it out there for the mainline universe. You know what I'm saying? They want a Batman in his mid-30s. If we keep waiting too long, all those good options of Sklenar and, you know, all the other options, I'm not going to go into it. Nate Man, if you want to say, and stuff like that, they're going to push on the age further and further along, and then all those actor choices are going to go past because we're waiting too long on a part 3 for this universe. You know what I'm saying? So I can see why it potentially could be the only one, but I think, I mean, we've got to see how this second movie goes firstly. But it's good that we're hearing things come out about the second movie now, little, you know, pics here and there, you know what I'm saying, like little things thrown at us, little sprinkles. So I think this is a big bit of news for the Batman Part 2 today. So thank you all for watching this video, guys. I just wanted to give a quick lowdown on this all because I think some big news has been hitting. You know, the merge not happening. This is basically confirmation that the merge is not happening. We just need James Gunn to come out now and say, look, the merge isn't happening. We're in talks to cast a new Batman. That's all that needs to come out now. The new villain, you know, little hints on new villain, and potential trilogy not happening. Anyway, let me know in the comments down below what you all think. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video soon. Take care. Peace.